I've been doing a lot on this car without you guys. I got all my gear drying on it because from Owen Sound I left the gearbox in the back of my truck with all my derby gear in it, and it rained pretty hard, so it's all pretty soaking wet. It'll dry out eventually, and then I can bring it back into the basement. But that's not what we're talking about here today. What we're talking about is plates. Repair plates. This car here bent pretty bad on the front. I was able to get it pretty straight. As you can see, some of these repairs are quite needed. So we have 2 repair plates on this frame. We have 2 repair plates on this frame. So it's nowhere near what I'm allowed, but the rules do state that plates must be on a bend. So I had to take photos of everywhere there was a bend and keep them. As you can see, this one's at the bottom. This one here goes all the way across. Quite obvious where that one is, and quite obvious where this one is. But I don't know if you guys noticed this, but this car did not really run right and beaten. It had a lot of flames coming out of it when it got hot, and then in Owen Sound it really did not run that well as well. I thought maybe it'd be something simple like an idle air valve or something like that, but unfortunately it's not just that simple. I think it's timing. So at idle we're 7 degrees. I don't think that's right. I'm gonna have to try this on another car that actually does run and check to see what it idles at, but 7 degrees positive timing is, I don't think, where we have to be. So we're going to check the timing on this. We're going to pull the alternator off, pull the crank pulley off, do all that fun stuff, and just give a thorough inspection of this, because I'm going to keep derbying this car. Oh, I better put that back. I want it to run good. The car has ran like crap the first 2 derbies I've taken this thing to. So we might as well put a little bit of time into this thing to get it to make sure it's running good. And who knows, I might even pull that bolt out of that header. I've had a couple comments on that asking me if everybody knows I've almost broke my header. Yes, I did know that, but it's okay. I don't care. So like I said, we're just going to dig right into this thing. Alternator belt's got to come off, top motor mount, timing covers, bottom pulley, power steering belt, all that fun stuff's got to come off. So let's hop to this. Alright, we'll get right back to you guys. Well, Corey, say hi, Corey.
Hi.
Corey and I tore this motor down, and it turns out the belt was off by 1 tooth. And the belt doesn't actually look that bad. There's no big weather cracks or anything in it, but it is stretched to the point where the tensioner does not take up the tension anymore. So we're going to get rid of this belt. We fixed the timing by the 1 tooth, which, you know, that is enough to mess your car right up. We're going to get this whole thing put back together, and then we're going to put the timing light back on it and see what degrees the timing is when it's supposed to be on the right timing. So, we did the whole steps. We pulled the covers off, we pulled the starter off, took all the belts off, checked the timing, put a new belt on. Again, these belts are like $10 from Rock Auto, so don't let a $10 part take you guys out inside the derby ring. What are you looking for there, Corey?
The ratchet.
The ratchet?
With the socket on it.
There's a socket over there on that ratchet, and then I think you have to take that socket off and put a 10mm socket back on.
Oh. Yeah, I just need this. I have.
There you go. So yeah, we're gonna get this thing put back together. Then we're gonna recheck the timing while it's in here and see what it is, because it was about 7 degrees, and I don't think that was right at idle. So yeah, this belt is garbage. We're gonna throw it out. A $10 part could save this thing and make it run great for another derby. I've been noticing that it hasn't been really running right. I've been having to keep my foot into it to keep it running once it gets warm. Timing can do that. Timing makes fools of all of us. Time makes fool out of all of us, but timing does too. So we'll get this put back together, and we'll be right back. So, we did a good day's work on this. I just put a front motor mount on it. But, pretty much have it all back together. Just don't have the top motor mount on yet. Other than that, everything's back together. And it sounds so much better. Still has a little bit of a vacuum leak. So it has a vacuum leak in the brake booster area. I know of it. I'm not concerned with it. I think I'm just going to run with no power brakes. But one tooth, it went from plus 7 degrees timing to about negative 15 degrees timing just by one tooth. So big difference. And the motor, what a difference. World of difference. I cannot wait to get this thing back into the derby ring now. I've been having issues with it trying to stay running. Hopefully that is what the issue is. Changed out the throttle body. That was not the issue. Cleaned this one all up, put it all in. Have not taken that one bolt out yet though. I might do that tomorrow. Put a new motor mount in the front of it. This one here, all the shock had gone in the front, so the rules say I'm allowed to chain it, so I just put a chain around it. Not allowed to run my custom one, but that's okay. But, you know what, we got the frame plated up, we got it running right, we got everything going good. Probably within the next couple days, we're going to cut half the Mazda 3 bumpers still on the frame. We're going to cut those off, maybe mount up a different bumper, and see how she goes from there. But, pretty happy with this. Timing is super easy to do on these cars, and you don't want timing to be the thing that takes you out. So pay attention to your timing. Check your belts before you go in. It is such a simple check. It is worth it every time. And I usually do it, but this one here came to me with such low miles, and it had numbers written on it telling me that the timing belt was done right there on the sticker. So I thought it was good. Turns out belt looked good. It was just off by one tooth. But oh well. So that's it for today, boys and girls. The car's getting ready for another event coming up. I have an idea of where it's going, but we're not 100% sure as of yet. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.